A very good morning to all our viewers there. You've tuned into this live broadcast here on Moneycontrol. You're watching Newspresso with me, Stacy Pereira. And as the drill goes, in the next few minutes, we're going to be giving you a lowdown of all the top stories from across the globe, insights into India, as well as the latest trends that are doing the buzz, giving you the edge and keeping you informed. So let's get straight to it and bring you all that we're getting from our global dispatch. Well, it seems like investors are ditching that August slump, and in the last few trading sessions of the month, they're seeing the Nasdaq. That one has climbed almost 1% in yesterday's session. Investors are flocking back to tech stocks this time around in the final days of August, whereas the S&P 500, that one jumped by 1.3%. The Dow Jones Industrial Average also adding 237 odd points in yesterday's trade. But it was really all led by chip maker Nvidia, which took charge of rising tech stocks there and gaining almost 4% in trade. Now, shares of Meta platforms, Tesla, Apple, Microsoft, all of those were trading higher. In fact, we saw the 2-year Treasury yield also tumble more than 16 basis points as a result of this, as consumer sentiment data came in softer than expected at 106.1 versus the forecasted reading of 116. And if you look at Europe, well, those stocks too closed in higher on Tuesday, tracking those global counterparts as investors look ahead to fresh round of economic data through this week. The Pan-European Stock 600 index was ended higher by about 1%, and we saw all sectors and major brokers in the positive territory. Leading the gains, though, were mining stocks, which added about 2.1% in trade. Now, in stock-specific action, we did see Dutch insurance firm NN Group, which saw its shares surge as more than 9% after posting a strong quarterly results. However, at the bottom of that Stock 600 index, we did see French retailer Carrefour, which dropped about 4% after they highlighted that consumers were cutting back on essential purchases due to the rising prices. And Asia-Pacific markets, those one mirroring all those sentiments across the globe, pretty much in the positive this morning. Well, we saw Wall Street really give it that handover with that Nvidia-fueled tech rally. You're seeing Japan's Nikkei 225 is on track for its third straight day of gains, gaining about half a percentage point in early trade. Investors are also assessing Australia's inflation number, which has come in for July. Now, the July headline inflation print has come in at 4.9%, softer than the 5.4% that was seen in June. The Australian S&P ASX 200 is reacting to that, climbing by about 1.11% after the announcement, really leading the gains in the region. Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index too is up by about 0.75%. If you look at the mainland Chinese indices, those ones are also trading in the positive territory. Back home here, the GIFT Nifty is indicating a higher start for Indian markets. And seems like there's some respite coming in there for PTI chief Imran Khan, because a Pakistani court yesterday suspended the former Prime Minister's recent conviction on those corruption charges. Now, Khan was imprisoned on August 5th, and after that he was sentenced to 3 years in jail for unlawfully selling state gifts during his tenure as Prime Minister, which was from 2018 to 2022. Now, as a result of the conviction and with the national elections which are expected in the coming months, Pakistani's Election Commission had also barred Imran Khan from contesting elections for the next 5 years. Although after this court hearing, it's still unclear whether this would lead to his release from jail, as Khan has still about 150 other cases that he is being tried for. And it seems like it's distressed time for passengers, especially if you're traveling through the United Kingdom. Now, hundreds of flights have been cancelled or delayed due to a technical glitch in UK's air traffic system. This has left about thousands of people stranded in various airports. Now, the network-wide failure left controllers having to enter flight details manually, leading to a colossal delay, and also many passengers being stuck on ground or even grounded planes, which did not end for hours. Now, more than quarter, or about 27% of all flights travelling to and from UK airports were cancelled. Now, Britain's National Air Traffic Service later said that they had tried to resolve the issue, but warned that it would take more time for normal flight schedules to resume. And let's get you up to speed with all that transpired on Dalal Street here. Well, it was quite a bit of a range-bound session, one would say, that we saw on Dalal Street, ending mildly higher, both the Nifty and Sensex closing just about 0.25 percentage point in the green. Nifty managed to hold on to that 19,300 mark, whereas we saw banks, those stocks were the underperformers compared to the blue chips. If you look at the mid-caps, those ones, in fact, continue to fare better. Now, on the sectoral front, we did see power stocks, realty, as well as metal stocks really shining out there. A lot of buzz around Gokuldas Textile that we saw yesterday in trade, where we saw the stock lock up at that 20% upper circuit on news of its Atraco acquisition deal. Now, among the stocks that you need to be keeping on your radar today, well, do watch out for Zomato, which is yet again, we hear there is a likely block deal going to happen where SoftBank is likely to sell about 1.17 stake for about 940 crore rupees via this block deal. We also hear that Lupin will see some bit of action as its Canadian subsidiary is launching a new drug, and that could fuel the rally for Lupin. Central Bank of India, GR Infrastructure, MPS are some of the other stocks that you can be looking out for. And to all the developments that are coming in from the startup space, where India's tax department this time around is probing an alleged tax evasion by the founders of 3 Indian unicorns, this being FirstCry, ExpressBees and also Global Bees brands. Now, according to a Bloomberg report, the tax department has sent notices to the founder, Supram Maheshwari, asking why he didn't pay over $50 million in taxes on equity transactions that were conducted by him privately. Now, FirstCry, besides this, Maheshwari and other investors also, which include Crystal Capital, Sunil Bharti Mittal's family office, have also received these inquiries on the matter as well, though they haven't responded yet. Remember, FirstCry was among those first few startups that managed to turn profitable after years of losses back in 2021, and was also looking to take the IPO market, is what we're given to understand. But right now, definitely it is being probed, and the founder is really the one in the dock at this time. Well, also let's tell you some good news, especially today being Rakshabandhan. Well, in a relief for beneficiaries of that subsidized LPG scheme, the cabinet has gone ahead and decided to hike subsidies under the flagship Ujjwala scheme, this by an additional 200 rupees per cylinder. Now, beneficiaries under the Ujjwala scheme will now get a subsidy of 400 rupees on up to 12 refills per year. LPG cylinders, remember, are priced somewhere around 1,000 rupees for the general public, and there is around 9 crore Ujjwala beneficiaries in the country as of June. Now, the government has also gone ahead and approved a 75 lakh additional Ujjwala beneficiary connections, and this will take the total beneficiaries to about 10.35 crores. Now, in a statement, we did hear from Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who said, and I quote, "This is a gift to crores of my sisters of the country on the occasion of Raksha Bandhan. Our government will always do everything possible to improve people's quality of life." Let's also listen in to what the INB Minister Anurag Thakur had to say about this during the cabinet briefing.
75 लाख बहनों के लिए उज्ज्वला गैस योजना के अंतर्गत उनको गैस कनेक्शन मिलेंगे। उनको 1 रुपया भी नहीं देना पड़ेगा। गैस कनेक्शन भी मुफ्त मिलेंगे, पहला सिलेंडर भी, पाइप भी, चूल्हा भी। प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने निर्णय लिया है कि 200 रुपया गैस सिलेंडर के दाम कम किए जाएंगे। सभी उपभोक्ताओं के लिए 200 रुपये दाम कम होंगे।
And let's get you up to speed with all that's making news, be it on social media and otherwise. Now, if you were someone who enjoys that hybrid form of working, seems that there are fewer takers as the days pass. And the latest to join that list is Amazon CEO Andy Jassy, who has warned that remote workers resisting his 3-day in-office mandate, that their time in the company may be limited. Now, reportedly, Andy Jassy felt displeased about the non-seriousness of the employees on his return to office order. Now, in May, Amazon had notified its employees to work out of office for at least 3 days a week, and that led to thousands of workers to go on protest. Earlier this month, Jassy refused to share data that supports his decision behind the work from office mandate, and later later called it a judgment call and told employees to look for employment elsewhere if not willing to come to office. In July, Amazon confirmed that some employees were asked to relocate to comply with the return to office mandate. Those who refused were asked to give voluntary resignations. And to all the sporting action, where Pakistan and Sri Lanka all geared up to be hosting that 2023 edition of the Asia Cup, which will kick off today, the 17th of September, until the 17th of September. Remember, Indian coach Rahul Dravid yesterday clarified about India's experimental approach before the tournament. Injuries to the likes of Shreyas Iyer, KL Rahul as well as Rishabh Pant is what has forced the team management to reconsider the players in the middle orders, what he said. Now, in the briefing, Dravid also said that even though KL Rahul's recovery is progressing really well, he will not be playing India's first two matches against Pakistan and Nepal. Now, the first match will then begin today at 3 p.m. between Pakistan and Nepal, while the first India-Pakistan match is scheduled for September 2nd. And as the movie Jailer surpasses that 600 crore mark at the box office collection, we saw superstar Rajinikanth, who stars in the movie, decided to take a walk down memory lane and visited a bus depot in Jayanagar in Bengaluru. Now, in a short video that was released on X, which is formerly Twitter, the superstar actor could be seen interacting with employees at the bus depot who were caught completely off guard and was amused to see the actor at the depot. For those who don't know, well, before making his foray into movies, Rajinikanth had worked as a bus conductor with the State Bus Transport Department in Bengaluru, and it was his colleague from the Transport Department who encouraged him to pursue acting, and the rest, as they say, is history. So, a cute interaction there that we got to see from Rajinikanth going there to see his former employers. Well, let's also bring you up to speed with all that you need to be looking out for today. Well, all eyes will be on that Q2 GDP estimate number that will come out from the United States of America. That will be released around 6:30 p.m. Indian Standard Time. This, remember, is the second estimate for the US GDP number for Q2 of the calendar year of 23. So that number will definitely have some repercussions, not just in markets, but also global markets after we see that macro data. Now, coming to India, where we are going to see the Congress government, which has launched the Gruha Lakshmi Guarantee Scheme. Today, they are going to be launching this in Karnataka. The government in Karnataka, there, the program aims to provide about monthly financial assistance of 2,000 rupees to about 1.08 crore women who head families. So this was a poll promise which the Siddaramaiah government is now, fulfilling. So that will be interesting to see. And while we're talking about the opposition, we're also going to see the Mahavikas Aghadi hold a press conference today at 4 p.m. This ahead of that India Alliance meeting, remember, which is scheduled for August 31st here in Mumbai. We are expecting Sharad Pawar, Uddhav Thackeray, Nana Patole as well as Ashok Chavan, all of them to address this meet, as there are speculations arise that the opposition might unveil the logo for India in this August 31st meeting and also weigh in on around the candidate for Prime Minister. So a lot to be looking forward to in the day when it comes to politics as well as the markets. Let's also tell you that today is ace investor Warren Buffett's 93rd birthday, and here at Moneycontrol and all of us would really like to wish him a very happy birthday. Well, with that, it's a wrap, and hope this dose of Newspresso was useful and informative and gave you that kickstart to your day. But don't forget to come back tomorrow, same place, same time, for your fresh shot of Newspresso. From all of us that put this show together, thanks so much for tuning in.
How do world leaders view India?
I've long believed that the relationship between the United States and India is will be one of the defining relationships of the 21st century.
The bright spot of the global economy.
The growth rate for India, which is 6.8 in 2022. Let's not forget, this is one of the bright spots in the global economy right now, such a high growth rate.
The potential of India is enormous, and you have now a reformer, a radical reformer, who has the ability to transform it.
On the verge of a big transformation.
इस अमृत काल में हमारे संकल्पों की सिद्धि हमें आजादी के 100 वर्ष तक ले जाएगी.
A magnet for investment.
I'm actually incredibly excited about the future of India. I think India has more promise than any large country in the world.
The world is bullish on India. Moneycontrol is bullish on India. Join the campaign. Tweet to us with hashtag MC Bullish on India.